top 3 separated by less than half a tenth, so I'm glad I put it all together for qualifying, and yeah, it's really happy.
And how do you make up that time here, especially at Brooklands? Is it all about trail braking and finesse on the brake pedal?
Yeah, there's a lot of combined braking and turning corners, so that's where quite a lot of the time is, but it's so close because only 4 corners here, so yeah, still really happy.
And what are you expecting from the race? Just a good start and driving away?
I hope so, but that's going to be a bit unrealistic. Everyone's so close, so it's going to be a hard race, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
P3 in quality, it's so close up there between the top 4 on such a short circuit, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, like you say, it's a short circuit, so it's always going to be very, very close. Yeah, pole was definitely there. I've said it so many times this year, but I just struggled to get that last little bit out of it, and that was where we went wrong today. And I can't be too disheartened. We're still P3 for race 1 and P2 for race 3, so I've won races from there before, so hopefully I'll go and do it again.
Of course, it's quite tricky to overtake in single-seated. So is it all about the start to make up the places, or can you overtake on this track?
Well, it does help that my starts are normally one of the better ones on the grid. I very rarely go backwards, which is always good a good omen. But this track you can normally get quite close because there is a couple of different lines that you can take in different sections of the track that you can stay out the dirty air and be able to stay near. So hopefully we'll be able to get 1 or 2. Maybe we'll get into P1 off the line and we'll just drive away. But who knows? We'll give it our best and just see what happens.
And of course, you won here last year. How much of a confidence boost has that been?
Well, obviously, I know last year my pace wasn't actually good enough to win. It was more just the chaos of the race 3 that led me to the win. But I do like this track, and obviously we topped FP1 and FP2 yesterday, and I think we are still the quickest car on track. We just didn't quite manage to put the fastest lap in qualifying. So I think we've got a lot to look forward to in the races.
Nice podium in race 1. That's a decent start to the weekend.
Yeah, I was quite surprised to find myself there. Started 7th, but I stayed out of trouble, made some good moves. The pace of the car was really strong, so yeah, it's a positive look for the weekend. It only being race 1.
And of course, you're back to Mercedes. How much have they helped you develop over the season?
Yeah, this is my first year with them, but they've helped me immensely with media training, with fitness, mental training, every aspect that you could possibly think of. They've been right there if I've needed any support, and yeah, they've just been fantastic all season.
Of course, there's the 2 races tomorrow. What are you expecting there?
I think we had the worst tyres on this one. We kept all the good stuff for tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow will be even stronger, but we'll see how it goes.
P1 in race 1, there's a bit of a drama on lap 1. What happened out there?
I haven't seen the onboard footage yet, so we'll see it when we get back to the tent, I guess, and probably make a trip to the stewards as well, see who's to blame. But from my side, I couldn't really see anything wrong with what I did, so yeah, we're gonna find out soon enough, I guess.
And what's your goal really for tomorrow? Is it just because you're starting on pole for race 3, just to maximise the points and see what happens with Alex?
Yeah, 100%. That's all I can do really from my side. Obviously, he's got that pretty comfortable gap to the championship lead now, so just trying to score as many points as I can really, and not worry about anything else, and just let the championship take care of itself.
And how's the track out there? Was it quite cold? Because it's a bit windy now, so how's the track out there?
Yeah, the tow definitely made a bigger impact in that race for sure, because the wind picked up, a bit of a headwind into T4, so Louis was towing up to me a little bit, but yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, I think overall it was a good session. Had a few issues with the braking yesterday, so we were down a bit further than we should have been, but we managed to get them all fixed this morning, which was good. So yeah, back to I think where we should have been. Obviously, it was very, very close. I think not even a tenth off pole, so it's a bit frustrating. So we know we could have done the lap, but I think overall pretty happy with how it went.
And of course, you've been testing here yesterday and Thursday. How much has the track changed in that time?
It's changed quite a bit. I think it's gone a little bit slower from Thursday, especially yesterday. It was lost a lot of pace. So I think it's I guess every session is changing. It's pretty tough. You have to adapt quite quickly, but I think it got a little bit better this morning. I think setup was pretty good, and we were able to, I guess, do a decent time.
And what are you expecting in the race from the tyres? Is it going to be a lot of deg, or is it going to be quite manageable?
Not sure yet. Haven't really done a lot of race runs or long stints around here yet. So I guess we have to figure it out the first race. I think the general feeling, I think it's going to go a little bit more to understeer. I think we might lose the front tyres a bit, but I guess we will wait and see until race 1.
And how do you manage the understeering setup?
There's a few things you can do, obviously, a few secrets, but we'll be trying to dial that out as much as possible, try to give it a bit of fun, and we'll see how it goes.
But you made a good comeback to get P4.
Yeah, I think I think it's pretty clear what happened. I made the move on Ollie in turn 4, and then he came back on the track and drove straight into the side of me. So I think maybe it's something that's going on. I think there's not really much to say about it. I think we're both fighting for the championship, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think he did that, and yeah. Then I went down to last and drove back to fourth, which is a really good recovery. So yeah, it's good damage limitation, but not where I want it to be.
Was there anything said by the stewards about it?
No, not yet. I think we have to go to the stewards later.
And when you were carving way back through the field, where were you making the moves out there?
I think pretty much everywhere. I think a couple of times I did some people into turn 1, turn 3, turn 4. I think it was pretty much a mix of everywhere. I think a good one was I was 7th after the second safety car restart and came out of turn 1 in 4th because we were 4 wide into turn 1. So yeah, I'm happy with the recovery and I'm happy that the race pace was really strong, which is an improvement from qualifying. So we'll have to see what happens in race 2 and race 3 tomorrow.
And what are you expecting from the 2 races tomorrow? Of course, there's the reverse grid in race 2.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one again. I think even though the racing just then was quite good, I think I got pretty lucky that there was safety cars and a couple of crashes. So hopefully, if I get lucky and that happens again, I should be able to come through in the reverse grid. But I'll just take what I can and try not to do anything silly.
This weekend in F4, how is it going so far?
It's going really well. I couldn't keep 10th, but yeah, I think P13 is pretty good for our first race. It's really fun out there, and a lot of got pretty hectic at the end, but yeah, it's good.
And how's the track up there? How do you make up the lap time here?
Mainly during the race, just trying to keep as close to the guy in front as you can and just stay consistent throughout the whole race mainly. And I think a lot of time is to gain on the exit of turn 2. That's where I felt I was the strongest.
And what are you expecting from the 2 races tomorrow?
Hopefully getting the points for at least one of the races, and yeah, just do as best I can.
P5 in race 1, how would you assess things out there?
Yeah, it was quite good. Got off to a nice start, making good progress from the poor quali. A feisty first couple of laps, so hard to deal with the traffic. But once we settled down, it was good. Had the 2 safety cars to deal with. Got caught out in the second one a little bit, but managed to recover. And a good finish for P5.
And how tricky is it to manage the restarts out there?
Yeah, it's tricky because you have to be looking at the leader the whole time. Yeah, you can't react to the cars in front of you, so you have to react to when the leader goes. It's tricky to judge such a circuit because the straights are so long. It'll make a massive effect. So it was hard, but we managed to deal with it and come away with a good result.
And what are you expecting from the 2 races tomorrow?
Just go in and have as much fun as possible, drive as fast as possible, keep up the pace, keep up what we've been working on for the last couple of days, and hope to get good results and keep up the momentum.
Nice podium in race 1. There's a bit of contact on lap 1. What happened?
Yeah, so I think obviously Ollie and Dan came together lap 1, so a bit unfortunate. I didn't really see what happened, so not too sure about that one, but it did give us the lead, which is good. And also I think Joseph Loca also had a bit of an incident in the first turn as well, so it was a bit hectic out there, but luckily I was able to get through all the traffic and get down to the lead, but obviously didn't end up finishing there, which is a bit unfortunate, but I think overall it was a good race.
And of course there was the safety car for much of the race, but how were the tyres? Did they last quite long, or were they quite fragile out there?
Yeah, obviously the tyre dig was definitely getting a bit worse towards the end, but the 2 safety cars did help with that, I think. Obviously losing the rears a bit at the end, which is not too bad. I think you'd rather be losing the rears a little bit than the fronts. Obviously did start to pick up a little bit of understeer as well towards the end. So it was tough, but it was manageable, and I think the safety cars definitely did help with the dig.
And what are you expecting from the 2 races tomorrow?
Yeah, so I believe we're starting P7 in the reverse race and P5, so not the best starting positions. Hopefully if we can get a few more top 5s, I'll be happy with that. We'll see if we can make a few places in the reverse grid and see if we can finish in the top 5, I'll be happy in race 3. So I think we've got 2 decent starting positions, but I think if we can get another podium, that'll be fantastic.
P2 in quali, it's just a fraction away from pole. How did you assess the session?
Yeah, I think not really where I want it to be, or not really where we want to be, but it's all right. I think starting P2 for race 1 and then P3 for race 3 should be a good place to keep on fighting.
Of course, you can win the championship this weekend. Does that add any extra pressure, or is it same as normal?
No, I think it's the same as normal. I knew from the start of the season that we were probably going to be in a position to win the championship come this time. So yeah, I think there's no added pressure.
And of course, you're at Fiorano with Ferrari earlier this week. How much of a confidence boost was that, and what did you learn out there?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a confidence boost to see that my talent is being noticed, which is a nice feeling, especially from a Formula One team like Ferrari, which is a pretty big thing. So yeah, it's definitely boosted me a little bit going into this weekend.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.